fault of being single, it's all mine.
If you want to get a man, you can. If you're not getting a man, it's really your fault because you have the power. You understand? Ladies, you don't have to be as passive as you think you need to be, right? So if you understand that you can take responsibility for your own dating life and relationship, you can act.
Okay, so Mr. Locario is teaching game to this blonde white woman. She is old and her voice is a little annoying, but he's going to teach her mode 1 direct game and help her get a date for Valentine's Day.
Actually get what you want.
Now, he says it's basically two things that we need to do. One, be less picky. Two, more open. He equated landing a date to a buffet.
You have all these different choices, and there might be certain food that doesn't look that great. It might not be the type of thing you're used to or interested in.
So they are trolling us right here. They got the buffet of incels, and yeah, this whole show is pretty much trolling. You know, if you're familiar with TMZ, they just pretty much troll people. And as you can see, none of these guys are really winners. And he's kind of telling her just settle with one of these guys.
The same thing is for dating. When you meet a guy, at first it might not be your specific type. When you get with that guy, you might be like, wow, I actually like this guy. This is really going well. And then you would have never known that unless you were open enough to, make that situation happen.
He gave me the basics. He said that I should take full advantage of online dating. His favorite, OkCupid. Now,
all right, so his favorite dating app is OkCupid. I know, like they say, like dating apps and dating sites are different depending on where you live. But like where I live, like OkCupid is like straight garbage. I mean, it's been years since I've been on there, but there was nothing but trash on there. So the fact that's his favorite, I have some serious questions about that.
Now, he encourages women to approach men in two ways. He says the most important phrase for any lady is, quote, I usually don't do this. Number two, make eye contact. Now, here goes. I tried it out.
Wait. What did you try out? What was your line?
So I don't do this often.
How did that work?
Not so well. I usually don't do this, but I'm looking for a date for Valentine's Day. What do you say? You're married. Okay, I'll take that. Hey, are you free on Valentine's Day? Good eye contact there. You got a sweater vest coming this way. Sweater vests are always a good bet. Yeah. What are you doing on Valentine's Day? Are you free? He's not free. Are you free on Valentine's Day? He's not free. Ouch. I usually don't do this, but I'm trying to get a date by Valentine's Day. Are you single and available? If you were, would you hang out with me? All right. I'll take that as a yes.
Wow.
Went for the direct approach.
Wow. All right.
All right, so we just saw her like cold approaching men on the street, and they all pretty much like denied her, said they were married, or like didn't even acknowledge her. So even though she is an old white blonde woman, like if she has no chance with like game, like you and me, we really have no chance, and these dating coaches aren't going to help you out at all.
For it.
And the plot
Did I-
winner.
Yeah, didn't
Wait,
do
that
so well?
didn't work?
For the men. He says just be bold.
And there's this they have this attractive African American woman, and if you like look at her expressions, like she's got this look of like disgust.
Oh, and he addresses those that may have lots of women in the friend zone.
Mike, if you have women who are friends, but you want something more, right? What you have to do is you have to treat her exactly how you would treat a friend. Talk to her about other women you're dating because women naturally love competition.
So the key is to lie. Ladies and gentlemen, the key here in dating is to lie for as long as possible.
Good talk. Good talk, Tara.
To land your guy by Valentine's, you can get more tips at MrLocario.com.
All right, so that was the video right there with the great value version of TMZ, like pretty much trolling Mr. Locario, and this like blonde woman like couldn't even use game, and you can even hear Mr. Locario being like, "Man, it's hard out here." Like, well, if it's hard for her, it's definitely gonna be hard for all of us. But that was just the intro. I want to get into the first law, kind of what my thoughts on it. Shout out to McTower Dictionary for showing massive support and for writing this book. I'm gonna try to do discuss every law. There's 48, which it's a lot of content. So I might do several laws, a video or something. I'll have different stuff mixed in. But the first law is the law everybody knows. So I decided I'm gonna take some time and discuss that. At my thumbnail, Mr. Locario lists that he's a rapper, actor, life coach, dating coach. Like that, I don't know how anybody has time to do anything when you're all those stuff. I'm not aware of any rap songs he has. I'm guessing they're somewhere on the internet. But it seems like when you meet somebody, one of the first questions you discuss is like, what do you do for a living? And if I met someone and they were like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm a truck driver. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And they're like, well, I'm a rapper, actor, life coach, dating coach. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, it's impossible to be all those things. And it just seems like he's just throwing all the darts at the board and seeing what sticks. So law number one of the best analogies was in the book. He talks about how janitors refer to themselves as custodians, and that's how dating coaches are really PUAs in disguise. And I feel like everybody like exaggerates their job. Like if you work in an office, then you'll tell people you're like an office manager. You'll put that in your profile. You don't want, it's just natural that we try to like build up like what we do. And he explains how the dating coaches are really just PUAs in disguise. And he goes into detail about how they get people in trouble with the R word. I'm not going to discuss that on YouTube, but it's very good reading. You can read the first chapter for free. But just want to give a shout out. He had a great stream Saturday, and I have one more Locario video I'm going to show and kind of provide my thoughts on this one. Lego.
To Great Hello, New York. Our Great Hello topic on the morning is about dating, and I am here with Mr. Locario.
What's up? What's going on?
How are you doing, Mr. Locario? You're a dating coach and a writer.
Yes.
So tell me the description of your job.
Well, basically, my job is to assist people in, their dating lives, their love lives, relationships, and help them make the best choices for themselves, in love and in life. So, that's basically what I do. It's real fun. It's, it's not complicated. It's real simple. And I just try to show people.
It says it's not complicated. It's real simple. So he's actually speaking truth right there. Like it really is it really is simple that you don't need a dating coach to do it.
How they can, make it work for them.
And how do you start in the business?
Well, I started because I'm an actor and a rapper also. But what happened was,
he keeps all these videos. He's telling us he's an actor and a rapper. Like I don't. I know, like he was, I believe on I Love New York. I guess that's like the pinnacle of like an actor's dream. And like I said, I'm not aware of any rap songs. Maybe you can rap.
No, unless you're on TV every day, you're not really making that much money.
Exactly.
So my business partner, he was saying, what else do you know how to do besides just, rapping and acting? So I was like, I'm good at talking to women. So
yeah, Seek the Truth says the baby. Yeah, I guess it's a good thing he's not the baby. But he says he has a business manager, and the business manager asked him if he could do anything other than acting and rapping, pretty much saying, "You're terrible at this." And then he's like, "Well, I can talk to women really good." It's like he's trying to do everything to avoid like getting a normal like 9 to 5 job.
Like, and talking to, ladies and all that. So he was like, you should try to help guys do that. So I was like, all right, cool. Started making some videos on YouTube, was getting a lot of emails from people. And then I started writing articles for websites, and then I started writing my own books and everything like that. So it just like took off from there, doing a lot of research and everything.
When should people consider having to hire a dating coach? Because I imagine it's different for everybody to find dates, and sometimes we do need help.
Yeah.
Like we need help to improve ourselves. We need help to find a date.
Yeah, I mean, if you just have to be honest with yourself and be ready to take that step. Like a lot of people think that, they're like, oh, I don't want a dating coach or anything, because they think it's a desperate move. Like, oh, I'm not that desperate to need a coach, and there's nothing wrong with seeking help. So it's like, and I'm basically there to assist. So it's like the person is still helping themselves. At the end of the day, I just try to help them find what they want, and then assist them and guide them along.
Do you think that it's better of like hiring a dating coach or going to an online web?
So I guess if anybody watching this wants to give me a bunch of money, I'll help assist you through your life. That's pretty much all they're doing for you.
Website and trying to find a couple.
Yeah, I mean, you can try. I suggest trying every method out there, because try online, wherever, even Facebook. Go on Facebook, go hit up your Facebook friends and all that other stuff. Wherever.
So hit up all your Facebook friends. Ask them to go out with you. Black Circle says a rapper that so he did, I guess on the show he did get kicked off for he brought like 30 mixtapes, and I guess that made New York mad. And she like kicked him off like on the first day.
You can go to go in stores and laundromats and wherever you can find people, talk to them, because everybody is looking for something, and you never know where you're going to find somebody, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be surprised sometimes, but a lot of people, they close themselves off and they're trying to look for the perfect person, and it's like nobody's perfect. So just get out there and do it. A magnificent 10 crucial dating tips for men. It's 10 tips for guys.
Give me a few of those tips. A lot of people want to do.
All right, so here we're about to get his 10 crucial tips for men out here.
All right, so one of them is I say date a lot of women. So that means date a lot, a whole lot, like a billion. Okay.
Date a billion women. So if you're struggling to get if you're hiring a dating coach, that means you're struggling to get one woman. And his crucial tip is to date a billion women. Like you're just struggling to get that one.
Because like for example, I might be dating like two or three girls.
Can you kiss them during the day?
Yes, kiss. Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I might want to date you, right? So if I'm dating like 3 other girls, you might be the 4th girl I'm dating, but there's something about you that's really clicking, and I wouldn't have known that unless I decided to date you too. You understand? So you got to figure out who you want through dating a whole bunch of different women. You understand what I'm saying? Most guys just date one girl and then they think like, okay, let me see how this works. It's like, find the girl, go through a lot of women and go see what works for you. You know what I'm saying? So date a lot of women.
Date a lot of women. What about for women? You also have another book.
So the book for women, it's called It's Your Fault You're Single, Tips on Finding Mr. Right. So
I wanted to talk about how he says date multiple women. All these like dating coaches, they act like and MD talked about this on Saturday, that dating just 2 women is a headache. And these dating coaches, his number one tip is to date, in his words, a billion women. Like, women are always going to be jealous. Even if they say they're cool, there's going to be 1 or 2 of them that are going to get jealous and make your life hell. But they act like dating 5, 6, 7 women is just an easy thing to do. And Black Circle said bald cell Locario always wearing a hat. I did not know he was bald, so that is news to me.
Book is.
It is not my fault I'm single.
Yeah, it might
I
be.
guess
don't
it
know.
is.
It might be, but yeah, and that book is basically telling women to be responsible for their dating lives, because women choose men. You know what I'm saying? So I can talk to you, I can, kick it to you, try to get your number and all that. And another guy might do that too, and 10 other guys might do that, but you have to be the one to pick the best guy for you. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you can also, go out there and choose a guy yourself. A lot of women are scared to talk to men, and in my book, I teach women how to actually approach guys and talk to guys.
There's a lot of ways that you could talk.
Yeah, it's
you
a
dropped the phone. Oh, here's why. You have also another book that is coming out.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
That's my favorite book of all time.
How to sleep with the women every 2 days?
It's how to have sex with 2 women a day.
So he's got his new book is how to have sex with 2 women every day. Like, that's not. First of all, he's not able to do that. I'm not able to do that. 99% of men cannot sleep with 2 different women every single day and still like have a job and a life. But she said she called the book "Sleeping with a Woman Every 2 Days."
You see, yes. I just said that.
I had sex with the girl earlier today, so if you want to, make the second one, that's for.
This was definitely an old video. I don't think that. He pretty much told her that she could be the second woman he sleeps with. So it's obviously an old video. He would be getting the baby treatment right now.
For today, that would be awesome.
But is it healthy having sex with 2 women? What about mentally?
It's healthy mentally, physically. Well, you got to protect yourself. But basically, the book is about, teaching guys to have options. And it also goes along with, like what I was saying, dating a lot of women, because once you have options, again, you pick the best person for you. Because if you're the type of guy that's going to decide to get married, you want to make sure this woman is the right woman for you to get married to, because you don't want to break up and have to pay alimony and go through all of this craziness. So it's like you're not going to really figure out what type of girl you want unless you go out there and, date a lot of these women, and through dating a lot of these women, you'll end up having sex with 2 women a day. When you have those options, you know what I'm saying? You have so many women that's banging down your door, and in my book, I teach you how to do that.
You teaching how to do that.
Teach them how to do that. Like it's so simple too. It's so simple to make that happen, and it can definitely happen.
One thing, if you're sleeping with 2 women, with women every 2 days or every, I don't know.
You just said it's that simple to sleep with 2 women a day. And we got Black Circle again. He be killing the comments. He had the Predator 5 head with the long braids on I Love New York. So I guess that was back when he still had hair.
Every day. Don't you think that they should know about it?
Oh, of course. You gotta be open. You gotta be honest. You gotta be honest. So you talk to the girls and be like, hey, listen, I'm feeling you. But I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm hanging out with these other girls too. I'm seeing other women. So everyone's on the same page. You understand?
So people have to be honest.
Because you don't want like ladies coming up to you and trying to break your car window because they thought there was only one, and now they're like, oh, you cheating on me. So.
And what about feelings?
Yeah, I mean that's why you tell them up front so they know what they're getting into, and also even
if you tell them up front, the feelings thing is still gonna come into play.
See, what women need to understand too is that certain guys are at a certain stage in their life where they might just want to date around. So if a woman is looking for a committed relationship, she can find a guy that's at that stage to be ready for a committed relationship, but don't go into a relationship with a guy that's at a stage where he's just trying to date around and expect him to just like commit to you. That's where the disaster happens. So when that guy approaches you and he says, look, I'm just trying to date around and have sex, you got to take that seriously. A lot of women think they could just change the guy, so.
You can change the person. You are what you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it away. So what are you planning to do for Valentine's Day?
Oh, wow. For Valentine's Day.
How many days do you have that day?
No, I got one date.
So she's asking him what are you doing for Valentine's Day? You must have like 10 dates, you know, talking about all this sleeping with 2 different women a day. And he's like, oh, I just got 1 date.
A girl, you know, so we're probably gonna hit up a swinger party or
And then he says we're going to go to a swinger party.
do something fun, you know, because you know when it's Valentine's Day, you don't want to do the same boring cards and candy. You know, everybody's doing it. You got to do something that you and your person never really done before to make it exciting, you know. And it's kind of crazy because Valentine's Day is kind of so contrived because it's like it comes on this day, everybody knows it's there, so they feel like you have to be romantic. You feel like you have to do this, so do something like crazy, spontaneous. You know, if you're already married and you're not trying to like go outside the relationship for any, you know, any sexual stuff or whatever, you guys have to do something within your marriage that you've probably never done before. You have to do, even if, let's say sexually, you guys, if you've never had sex, you know, in your office, go to your office and do that, or, you know, or even visit places, forget about sex, visit places that you never.
So his advice is to have sex at your office, at your employment. He's just giving terrible advice. He's pretty much giving voyeur advice, you know, like have sex in public, risk getting charged by the police, getting fired from your job. He's just offering terrible advice. And Seek the Truth asked, what is a swinger party? A swinger party is where couples come and they sleep with each other. I guess it's kind of like a giant orgy. So I've never been to one, but that's what I believe it is.
The boss is not there, but
it's not there.
You can visit places you've never been. You can, you know, just anything that you have never experienced, try to experience different things. Because a lot of times when you get into a relationship, things get stale, things get, you know, routine. And that's what breaks up a lot of relationships, because people get kind of bored and it gets like kind of mundane. And you're just like, oh, I got to do this again with this person. And you kind of take the person you with for granted. So when you start doing new things and sharing new experiences, it makes the relationship get a little bit more exciting because you're doing so many different type of things with that person, and it enriches the relationship. You know
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So finally, can you give us your contact info one more time so people can contact you?
Yeah. So guys can hit me up at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. Also, iLookSexyNaked.com. That's the blog site.
His blog site's called iLookSexyNaked.com. That's like the most bizarre name to think of. Like, I don't know if you're like if you're in like the boardroom and you're like, you know what should we call our blog site? I would scratch that, be like, what? We're not calling it that. I don't even know if it still exists. I'm kind of afraid to Google it. So,
and you can check out my videos on youtube.com/Mr. Locario, and hit us up on our Blog Talk Radio show. That's blogtalkradio.com.
All right, so that's a great example of a dating coach and why you should never trust them. You know, as in the book by Richard Wallace discusses, they're just PUAs in disguise. In 2021, times have changed. So they've just changed their strategy. They changed their names. Just like a janitor calls himself a custodian, dating coaches are really PUAs in disguise. And I really enjoyed that analogy from the first law. But so I'm not sure what my next video is going to be. Like I said, I'm about halfway through the book, taking notes, and I'll probably do a few laws per video. And there's just a lot of great content for $10. You can get it on Amazon, and I believe it's on Barnes and Noble. So we got a comment here from Black Circle. the women interviewing him is on that website. I guess he's talking about the I look sexynaked.com. I'm not sure. But he was the way he was hitting on her, like maybe they probably did have a former relationship, because if I was on an interview with somebody, I wouldn't be like, hey, you want to have sex with me? But, you can't put anything past these PUAs. They prey on men that can't get one woman, can't get anything. And they fill their heads with dreams of like, you can have millions. If you take their advice, you pay them money, they'll get you so many women that you don't know what you'll do with. And men fall prey to this. And Black Circle here. Her photo is on the main page of his website. Oh, wow. Interesting. So I guess they're in cahoots. I'm not sure where she was from. I didn't recognize the accent. So like I said, I appreciate, channel starting off slow, but I appreciate all the people that have come through. MD has shown a lot of support and love for the channel, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to keep continuing as long as I got one person checking out my content. So stay tuned. My schedule is all over the place. I'm kind of an introvert, kind of a loner. So part of me actually really enjoyed the lockdowns with no traffic and no people out. But with everything opening back up for now, like my schedule is kind of busy. I'm gonna try to do Monday nights unless if a friend of the channel is streaming on Monday night. I'm obviously not gonna stream the same time. But I'll keep y'all posted on my next video. And thank you for watching.